Hola, familia estelar. You did not land here by chance. You have indeed entered into a sacred world-line collision that has materialized into your reality because you are about to make a very important decision. And I'm hearing it's not just a decision, it is an alignment of some kind. And I'm seeing it as a train track that's connecting you with a timeline of experiences, almost like a new sequence of events that would unfold on the other side of this alignment. Okay. So it's how you choose to align yourself in the physical with an idea, a concept, an opportunity, something that is non-physical that you're going to be bringing into form. And the analogy that I have is we've just had the full moon in Taurus, right? Which is basically depicted as a Six of Pentacles energy. And this is where you're gathering those fruits of wisdom. Is it going to focus? Let's see. You're gathering those fruits of wisdom. And your soul is now entering into this temple of reflection because today we have Venus entering into the sign of Scorpio, which is a very interesting aspect to have. It is ruled in the tarot by the Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups is where the air is now heavy, right? You can see these kind of smoky mirrors that are beginning to appear. And it's charged with Venetian magnetism and Scorpio's mysterious depth around what awaits you or what is hiding beneath the surface. That's what it feels like. What is this sequence of events that will unfold on the other side of this decision, okay? And each one of these 7 chalices or 7 cups are glowing with a different type of reality. One is full of love, maybe power, purpose, beauty, fantasy, truth, transcendence. And the Seven of Cups moment is basically a spiritual test of discernment, where the universe is asking you which one of these visions feel authentic, right? Like an authentic desire, and which ones are projections of past hunger. Which one of these cups may just feel like familiar or predictable to you? Maybe feel, what's the word? Almost Venetian and Scorpio energy kind of reminds me of biochemical reactions. So it's almost as if what ones may bring temporary comfort, but then later greater pain. Right? Maybe that's because your comfort that you once had is now being surpassed by a level of discomfort that you have because the soul is urging for change and growth, right? So that it can begin to evolve into this next cycle. So Venetian energy, especially when placed in the sign of Scorpio, is this soul that's basically being immersed into this intensity of truth, really where the ego is being called to focus on what it is that, the soul is feeling through them right now, because it's something that can't be experienced, but something that can't be explained but only experienced, right? It's something that can only be felt and not necessarily reasoned with the rational, logical mind. What draws towards your gaze right now is something that is powerful in the way where it is your definition of success shifting and changing and evolving as you evolve, right? Things that used to fulfill you may no longer. In exploring that magnetism, in exploring that soul urge or call is where you'll find lasting value. You'll discover the things that your soul truly values in this experience, and you have the potential to honor that in some way. So we're going to go ahead and read the depiction in this card as well. The Seven of Lotuses is depicted by amphibians in this deck. So here we go with the Seven of Chalices. But the human experience that you're having right now, what it is that the soul is experiencing in the human experience, is almost timeline alchemy, where there's a transit that's opening up. This transit is basically opening up a corridor of multiple potential realities. And the Seven of Cups is symbolic of timelines, right? Selecting timelines, applying your free will to align yourself with a very specific sequence of events, a very specific continuum that will lead you towards an end goal, milestone, vision of some kind. And it's where you're being invited to embark on a quest, right? But there's many different quests that are becoming available to you. So it represents a version of self that could emerge depending upon what it is that you chose to embody. So Seven of Lotuses talks about daydreaming and choices. And daydreaming is also you leaning into your imagination. Your imagination is a preview of life's upcomings, right? It's a glimpse into possible destined outcomes before it unfolds. Destiny is not something that is just handed to you, it's something that you actively create in this realm because there are infinite destinies, infinite outcomes, right? Infinite things that you can align yourself with. It's about what destiny feels aligned with, really what it is that you wanted to experience since the beginning of time. Okay, under the water, a new world unfolds. Life has adapted now. Various fish and amphibians thrive in the recent flood, opening up new opportunities for growth. It's a symbol of duality, two worlds existing simultaneously. For many, the new rush of water is welcomed. For others, it may be an opportunity to adapt. And that's the energy, right? On a quantum level, all potential realities are simultaneously existing and are readily available for you to experience. It's really about which ones you want to align yourself with by embodying the characteristics and traits of the fractal self that's already existing there. And that's how you collapse that reality and timeline into your existence. So you find yourself immersed in a wondrous new world. The magic that flows through the teal waters is alluring and somewhat intoxicating. This card shows up when you be living in two worlds as a way of not choosing either. You may be feeling overwhelmed by decisions and instead have chosen to retreat into another daydream. It is healthy to fantasize having two lives, but if too much time is spent in between both, you will wake up feeling not a part of either. Feel fully in it. Get caught up in the wonder of one. So this is where you're being called to choose what it is that you want to align yourself with, essentially. And your choice is something that opens up timelines for you. Not even just opens them up, but your choice is something that aligns you with the infinite potential realities readily available for you to experience. So it isn't a surface level game of just manifestation, right? Because to manifest again is to align, but it's about shadow integration. It's to choose a couple timeline consciously, and you have to ask what is your driving force to choose this cup or this desire. So it's almost like an analogy that I give when it comes to like life on earth, right? And your soul entering into this human form, like a diver that's almost entering into this deep water, right? It's almost like this looks like a whirlpool of some kind, and it's like you're diving in here. And at first, the light, when you dive underwater, you can kind of see the light glimmering upon the surface, right? That's like a Seven of Cups energy. The world still glimmers above and is pure and it's unwavering and it's something that is infinite, right? You can rise to the surface at any time. But there is a new world that you're being immersed in within yourself, right? This matrix that you're being immersed within. And as you begin to descend into the density of this realm or this incarnation, that light begins to refract through the emotions that you experience in this body, the memories of your previous experiences, and the longings that you have for the future. And you begin to really get immersed within this sensory, almost like deprivation tank, if that's what you want to call, like, because it is basically like a dream that you're going to wake up from, right? It's like a place where you go into this altered state of consciousness. And what was once a single beam of purpose, right, which was just to experience, to create and play from that innate place of innocence, now begins to become scattered into these shimmering different reflections, right, where your past experiences and the emotions that you feel within the body begin to kind of distort the way that you move through this system of matrix, and each one of representing like a potential life path, a dream, a desire of some kind. That's the Seven of Cups chapter. It's where the soul is immersed in this human ocean of consciousness, and you're learning to tell true light, right? What is actually aligned with that playful, innocent, unwavering place of just interconnectedness to all things, and realizing and recognizing and remembering that you are here to create in this realm as a fractal of infinite potential. And where is that reflected light, right? Where are you seeing that potential be limited? Where are you maybe dreaming? I don't want to say like too big, but almost unrealistic for how you're actually aligning yourself with in the physical, because that's what the Seven of Cups can also be about. So, are you creating from that place of wholeness, right? That's almost like an energy that's coming through. So let's see what this is with Venus and Scorpio. Okay, let's open up. Sure, let's open up with one of these messages. It's where you want to vibrate in alignment with, not just vibrate towards because of validation, right? This is where the human and the divine within you begin to merge intentions, right? In the way that you move through this existence, third eye activation. So this is leading to you seeing the things that you value through the lens of the soul. It's seeing something. There's something that you're opening up to, right? Your vision towards. And also, your third eye is your multisensory perception system, where you can attune into what's happening in dimensions, which are just frequencies that you're coexisting with, beyond what it is that the human eyes can see. So there's something that you're foreseeing that already exists, right? Every time you dive deep into the realm of your imagination, there's glimpses to different realities, right? To different portals and domains that you're receiving a preview in regards to. And it's almost like you're anchoring back that information from the future, right? Where you're sending your consciousness out beyond this anatomical physical vessel into the quantum field, surfing through the illusion of time and entering into different frames vibrationally, surfing through infinite fractals of self. And you're saying, maybe that was a reality that I would want to experience. Maybe I want to go there. Maybe I want to do this. Maybe I want to da-da-da-da-da, because I really feel like it aligns with, my pre-life intentions, my pre-incarnation intentions. And there is information that you're gathering back into the physical vessel, and you're acting upon that. And as you act upon that, you're aligning with that very specific reality. You're collapsing that reality around you because you're now in resonance with it. And there's something about getting clear in regards to what it is that you want to experience, clear in regards to how your actions also need to align in order to have that experience come into fruition. Because there is this game of life that you're playing in this physical realm, where you're almost bringing like an abstract concept or thought, and you're anchoring that through space and time, right? So that's the energy. It is kinetic. It's like, again, you become a kinetic velocity generator in the way where there's a very specific message. Intention is kinetic energy when aligned with action, because it builds momentum towards that timeline. It allows the thought form to become something that is almost like highly conducive, right? Because you're putting so much energy towards it, right? Energy is emotion in motion, right? Energy in motion. And there's something that you're charging up bioelectrically here. There's something that you're charging up, and as you act upon that, you're sending ripples through space and time that are altering that future timeline that you're aligned with. That's the energy that's coming through. It's like action that you're taking in the now, things that you're aligning yourself with in the now. So let's go and take a look at third eye activation. It is also the cover on this book, right, with the gateway light activation. So there is something that you're foreseeing in regards to the end result of something, the culmination of something, maybe the cover of something, a vision brought to life. It could change the way that people are going to see you. Maybe it's about the way that you present yourself, the way that you present something. That's also how I'm seeing it. So clear seeing. This gateway encourages you to unlock your psychic abilities and stop questioning your divine ability to see. Know that great potential and healing is being unleashed when this space is activated. If you have an intuition about something, trust what it is that you're seeing. This is a sacred time for the psychic potential that you have had since childhood is awakening from slumber. You've always been a dreamer, sometimes thinking about how the future will show up or revisiting the past. Now, the gifts that have been discouraged in the past are reawakening, and your inner vision is stronger than you imagine. So thought and time are exactly the same sixth sense, right? Because you cannot physically enter into the past, but you can revisit past events. And there is something that you're doing there. So if you can re-immerse yourself in some kind of frame vibration-y, and as you can travel, there's something around you traveling at the speed of thought is what I'm saying. It's like you're time traveling with the mind, and you're time traveling not just to the past, but also to possible future realities and outcomes. That's the energy that's coming forth. So you have an innate ability to see further than the human eyes, and to be able to identify the energies of what's going on around you with your activated third eye. This gateway is here as a confirmation that what you are seeing and experiencing is divine alignment, and that you're being supported as you develop this source-given gift. So you have a divine ability to see. Everyone does. It could just be maybe a portal within yourself that's kind of being atrophied because maybe there's been, the unbalanced third eye, maybe not understanding why the universe is how the universe is speaking to you. It's about your disbelief in your ability to decode maybe synchronicities that are occurring in your reality, to trust your vision, right? Trust your foresight, trust the glimpse that you're receiving into your destiny before it unfolds. There are different things that you can align yourself with, and you have to trust your ability to foresee what it is that you are yet to experience in the physical, right? It's like you're seeing an event that has already come to be, that is already existing, that you're witnessing the linear unfoldment and becoming of, okay? So yeah, it's like you're leveraging as a quantum being, you're utilizing your third eye, which is a quantum technology, as well as your heart chakra, which is a quantum technology, to enter into a frame vibrationally. And then bring yourself back into the present moment and ask yourself, how congruently are you aligning yourself, with what it is that you want to experience? And that's really the theme with Venus and Scorpio, to be honest with you. It's not spiritual bypassing in the way where there's this future vision and you want to be an artist, yet every single day you wake up and you avoid touching the paintbrush onto the canvas, or going to the shop to purchase one, or just starting with a scrapbook. There is something around starting with what it is that you have. That's the energy that's coming forth. It's like you may see the gallery, but you don't know how you're going to get to that culmination point, but you know that the first step is to touch that paintbrush onto a piece of paper. It's that kind of energy. It's that you're having to trust in. So let's see. I kind of want to take a look at. Sure, let's take a look at a oracle message. Envy reversed and community. Okay, so. And you have the world. So there's a different way that you're going to be showing up in the world. There also could be, comparison is the thief of joy. That's what I would say with envy. And envy coming up reverse is actually quite a positive card, because it shows that you're no longer comparing yourself to others. Some may be into fine art, others may be into watercolor painting. It's all different kind of styles, is how I'm seeing it, and there's almost like an innate style within you. Your DNA is a musical note, and that note is here to play in a greater symphony and harmonizes with what it is that is innately attuned within you. There is something that you're attuned to. It's almost like this thing just flows through you and it's just completely natural to you. So Envy Reverse talks about, this card heralds a great time of joy and appreciation. Your choice to shift your focus from future longing to present gratitude creates a significant difference in your energy field and moves out in a dramatic and radiant way to attract more to you. You know that you can keep your eye on future goals without losing sight for your present gifts. So continue to release any old feelings of envy or lack whenever those thoughts or emotions come up. You're well on the way to a completely gratifying life, and your genuine acknowledgement of the value within and around you will only keep drawing more value to you. I let go of lack and I look at the blessings in my life with joy and satisfaction. I am glad. And that's interesting, right? Because that is a Seven of Cups energy, especially with 7 here as well with community. Community talks about strategic alliances or allies, right, that you're going to be gaining. It talks about kindred spirits and connection with those around you. So there's almost people that are going to be resonating deeply. You're going to draw on resonant experiences with what it is that you choose, okay? Because your choice is brought forth through resonance. So this could be a spiritual community as well. If this card appears upright, it can show an association of some kind. Now, some of you have been disconnected for a while, and there's people that you're going to end up being connected to because you're shifting your energy into a higher vibration. So things that you no longer resonate with, or old acquaintances, are things that you're going to be outgrowing, right? And it is almost like a reality marker to see how far it is that you've come. So let yourself network in ways that reflect your high intentions. Maybe there's meditation groups, classes, book clubs, and places that you will meet new acquaintances that are in closer harmony to you. You needn't allow your isolation to continue. It may take some conscious effort on your part, but now is the time to reconnect, network, and gain a sense of support that you're looking for. So maybe there's been... See, envy is an interesting emotion, because the information behind it is that we are being shown something that we are yearning for, that we are wanting to experience, that we feel like we do not have. So envy is actually, the equivalent seed of opportunity within that challenging emotion, is that the information behind it is that it's revealing to us what it is that we desire. And there is something around you're acknowledging what it is you're desiring during this time, and it's okay. There's something around understand where that desire is coming from. Is it a desire to be recognized by an old, social circle or ecosystem of experiences or people that you've attracted through that wound, or are you creating from that place of wholeness? Because the cup is almost like the wounded heart in that way, where the human self can reach for experiences that soothe all pain. Maybe it's like recognition from relationships, right? Maybe it's like power of some kind. But these cups, again, they taste sweet. It can be an initial biochemical reaction where there could be like dopamine hits that you receive. But it's something that is bittersweet because it fades very quickly, and it's because they're brewed from a place of need, right? The tea in these cups, and not from the essence itself. It's where they teach the soul that comfort without consciousness can still feel empty. It's where you can be in a room full of people but still feel so alone because it doesn't feel like it aligns with the deeper yearnings of the soul. And that could be your connection or relationship to someone or something, or certain realities, but that's what it feels like you're kind of going through. So it's almost like you're choosing a cup of soul remembrance in that way, right? Another cup is one that begins to kind of glow a little bit differently. And maybe you're beginning to recognize that it's something that makes you feel alive, but it may not feel like exciting in that way, but it vibrates with alignment again and not validation. It's here where the human begins to really align congruently the soul's yearning to choose a certain flesh, and you actually have to physically pick up that cup. You have to physically do that thing or apply yourself in that direction. And there's also a cup of illusion, right, which shows like the snakes, and then also like the dragon that's often depicted. And this is mistaking fantasy for a vision, right? This is where one of Scorpio's biggest lessons when in Venus is diving beneath the glamour, where you hear that saying of all that glitters is not golden. Does this choice feed my life force or does it drain it? That's also a question that you'd have to ask. And there's also a cup of truth that's being offered to you in this depiction, right? Maybe there's like another cup back there that you haven't been facing. And this is where you dare to pull out all of the other cups and you taste only this one, where the water kind of clears and your desire transforms from grasping to guidance, where the soul no longer chases timelines, but instead it anchors that timeline into the present moment through its embodiment, right? It's saying, okay, I am this way. So yeah, it's really beautiful. It's saying, I want this so I'll feel whole, right? That's what the wounded self says. Like, I want this job so that I'll feel whole. I want this relationship so that I'll feel whole. I want to be in this place so that I can finally be happy. And the soul whispers, I am whole. And from that wholeness, I can choose what it is that expands me. I can find a job that complements my gifts and abilities, right? Where I can complement actually that job or that position, where I can find maybe a relationship that I'm already whole. Maybe it's an addition to my life in some way, right? This is about additions from a place of wholeness and not seeking from a place of I'm yearning for something or someone to complete me, because that's where you attract from a place of abundance versus lack. So yeah, that discernment crystallizes, the illusion begins to dissolve in that moment, and clarity, the clarity that you have in regards to what feels so aligned, becomes a new form of seduction with Venus and Scorpio, because it is a very seducing energy, and it's the turning point where that desire becomes actually a form of spiritual navigation for you instead of just a distraction. So you stop chasing cups and instead you start communing with the water inside of the cups, with the essence of the feeling of creation, right? And the things that you want to unify yourself with. And that alignment isn't chosen once, it's something that you choose continuously. It's something that you choose on a day-to-day basis in the ways that you choose to align yourself. So yeah, it's all timelines are mirrors of your own vibration. And when you heal your desire, something that you feel like you're separate from, you change what the mirror begins to reflect. With that being said, I'm going to love and leave you guys right there. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, do consider subscribing. We'd love to have you around. Personal reading details are also down below in the description box. Also check out Water Spirit if you guys are looking for some high quality AA grade jewelry. You have 2 discount codes for that down below. And I'll speak to you very soon. Until next time, bye.